Can you teach me some Gen Z slang? Are you even Gen Z?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you were even younger than that.
I sometimes say like, okay, like ate, like you ate.
Oh yeah, like she ate with that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. Okay. But
Okay, that was the easy one. So like,
can I say that, or would people be like,
yeah,
why is she posing as a younger woman?
no.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Friendlies, brought to you by the Women's Game. Today, we welcome back to our show one of the most exciting young stars of the global game and the U.S. Women's National Team. She's a tactical, creative midfielder who really sets the tone of what feels like every game she plays in. At just 18 years old, Lily has already been a professional footballer for almost 3 years, so it's no wonder she's been praised for her maturity and composure on the ball. Please welcome Lily Yohannes back to the show. Lily, welcome back, and thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me on. Feels like forever, but also yesterday that I was last on here. So
I know. And you've done so much in that time. This episode of Friendlies is brought to you by our good friends at Verizon. Think the best 5G network is expensive? Think again. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to your local Verizon store and they'll give you a better deal. The best 5G network has you covered with the most ways to save on plans, streaming, and phone deals. More reasons to save, more reasons to switch. Rankings based on RootMetrics Root Score report dated first half 2025. Your results may vary. Must provide a postpaid consumer mobile bill dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person redeeming the deal. We had you on like about a year and a half ago. A lot has changed. For starters, you moved from the Netherlands to Lyon, France, where you signed with Lyonnaise. And I've seen you post some stunning pictures. How are you liking France?
I'm loving it. I've been to Lyon before. When I was a little kid, but it's been nice, like actually moved in and just exploring and yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, our World Cup final in 2019 was in Lyon and I loved it so much. I mean, I love Paris. Like I would probably love anywhere in France, but Lyon just felt a little quieter and a little bit more like neighborhoody. Are you settling in well?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely feel that. It's like it's pretty chill, but there's also like a lot of things to do, nice restaurants, nice places to go. So yeah, it's really nice.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm going to ask you all about it. I do feel like we always ask Americans who go play abroad about some of the culture shock, but I know you were like partially raised in the Netherlands. So I'm curious if anything has stood out to you or surprised you about moving to France.
I mean, that's tough. Like you said, I think moving from the Netherlands to Lyon, I wouldn't say it would be as big of a difference than from the US to here, but definitely having to learn French maybe because in the Netherlands, I would say basically everybody speaks English, while here not many people speak English. So trying to pick up on the language is nice, but yeah, it's nice.
I know. I mean, it's a cool thing to learn when you're young. I took a little French in high school. I'm wondering, could you order a croissant in French?
I think I can. I won't.
Can you
I
tell
won't
us?
do it
for you. Okay, that's okay. You don't have to. But I would love to find out. Maybe if we're ever together, you'll have to tell me in private. Okay. So Lily, before you moved to Lyon, you were living in the Netherlands. That's where your family moved when you were 10. You moved there for your dad's work. Just a few years later, when you were 13, you started training with Ajax, and by the time you were 15, you were offered a contract with the senior team at Ajax. And so I've always gotten the impression that this club is really where you grew up and like grew into the footballer that you are today. It was your home. And I know your contract there wasn't up until 2026. So can you just talk to us a little bit about how you came to the decision that it was time for you to move on?
Ajax is such a big part of me, and I spent many years there, from the academy to the first team. I think they've been such a huge part of my development over the years. You know, having played 2 seasons in the first team and experiencing so many different things, playing in the Champions League and just starting my professional career at Ajax has been honestly so great. Towards last season, I just felt like it was maybe time for a new challenge, just to explore a new environment and take the next step in my career. Once Lyon showed interest, I was super excited. It's such a huge club and a club that I've looked up to growing up. So many big players and just so much success that they've had. And having those conversations and and hearing the project and talking to the club, I was really excited, and it really was attractive for me. Having that process was super great, speaking to my family, to coaches, to Ajax, and all in all, I just felt like Lyon was the right place for me.
Yeah, well, you're off to such an exciting start. We're going to get into more about your time at Lyon in just a minute. But you've also left the Netherlands after spending so much of your life there. And I mean, I feel like here in the US, we think of you as American because you play for the US women's national team. But I know that you're also Dutch and you've spent so much time there. In what ways does your Dutch identity feel a part of you still as well?
I've lived in the Netherlands since I was 10 years old till 18. So I think I've grown up there. I've made friends. Yeah, football especially, I think, is something that I'll keep with me, like the experiences and the opportunities that the Netherlands has brought to me. And I definitely miss my friends over there. And I miss Ajax, the club, and all the people around the club. So it's really a change, but it's exciting.
Yeah, it can be bittersweet. I think moving and changing clubs, I think it's always, you have goals as a footballer and you're reaching for those, but all of those things that you've encountered along the way that you may have to step away from for a time, it's always hard to kind of have that transition. And this was actually the second high profile decision that you had to make in kind of a short amount of time. So, right around the last time we spoke, you decided to commit to play for the United States instead of the Netherlands. And I remember before you made it official, everyone in the soccer world was talking about what you would do. You're still only 18. You have so much pressure on you, though, when you're making decisions like this. And I'm wondering how you block out some of that noise, when you hear stories and people talking about you and your decisions, when you're tasked with deciding what's next for you, how do you focus and make the decision that's best for you?
I think it's a mix of many things, but especially I think my support system, having my family around me, having like my friends, my coaches, and just the people around me who have supported me and helped me to sort of block out everything and just focus on the task at hand, just enjoy my football, enjoy playing. And I think I just try to stay focused on my game and, yeah, the outside things, that's just a part of it. But I just try to stay focused. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that your brothers are also competitive soccer players, and I'm curious if them or even just their experience in this world has helped you navigate this part of your career.
Yeah, for sure. I think my brothers, they're always there for me, always helping me whenever I have anything. I talk to them, whether it's about the game, about things outside of that. But yeah, just having that relationship is really cool because they understand it too. They're footballers, so it's nice to have them for sure.
I know I can relate, obviously, with my older sister, our whole careers together. I felt like we were so lucky to have somebody in our family who understood what we were going through. It's such an amazing tool and such an amazing part of your support system that you guys share those bonds across both family and football. Okay, I want to talk about Lyon, and I do have like a kind of an embarrassing question before we start. I have been trying in good faith to call it Lyonnaise because of the rebrand. But do you guys do that? Do the players call it Lyonnaise or are you still calling it Lyon?
Yeah, I think we just say OL Lyonnaise, OL. Yeah.
OL or OL Lyonnaise. Okay. All right. I'm going to keep working on it then. So let's talk about OL Lyonnaise. This is a club known all over the world. You're the most winning women's team in Champions League history. So I'm curious, Lily, you've obviously grown up a huge fan of the game. Even before OL Lyonnaise was a team that you might play for, what was your impression of them as a club?
Growing up, that's a club that you look up to, like you said, winning the most Champions Leagues and just so much success and so many big players, big names playing for the club. Being able to play for the club is honestly a great honor, and I'm so grateful to share the pitch with so many legends and get to play with the players that I've looked up to as a kid. I think it's really great that I can grow in this environment.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We're going to actually get to some of your teammates because you have such a wealth of experience on your team with you who I imagine you can just soak in so much knowledge from. How did conversations with this club start?
Me personally, I don't really know exactly the details because I just focus on my playing. But once I heard that they had interest, we had a meeting and over Zoom, and talk through everything, talk through the project, the plans, how they see me fitting into the team and into the future of the club. Yeah, from that chat, obviously, there's more talks that happen, but that feeling was really great. And I think having the people around me to speak through the decision and help guide me, I think I just had a great feeling about Lyon and that this is the right place for me.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's really important. I also feel like for such a young player, the factors that you and your support system and, the people in your corner are considering where to go when you're, making a change, deciding where to go, are still really centered around like development and what's best for you to grow and continue improving as a player. When you started weighing that up against maybe some of your other options, did you feel like OL was the place for you in part because of where you're at in your career and your age?
I think it's a mix of so many things. I think I've just heard so many positive things from so many different people of the training environment, watching the team. I really like the style of play. I think it suits me as a player. It's hard to say like this and this and this, but it's a combination of so many factors that stick to you and that rides with you. So yeah.
I know that Ajax was a really, possession oriented style of play team. Would you say that your experience so far at Lyon is the same? And has a similar style made the adjustment maybe easier for you?
Yeah, for sure. I think, like you said, I think Ajax is a very possession oriented style. Technically, tactically is like that's the key. And I think here at OL, it's also like that. I would say that we dominate possession a lot of games. So that's something that I enjoy as a midfielder. And yeah, I think that's something that's really attractive looking from when I wanted to join the club. The style of play and how that suits me and how I can contribute to that.
Yeah, for sure. It seems like a place you're really just going to fit right in. I know that OL also got a new coach in Jonathan Heraldes, who we're familiar with here in the US because he was coaching the Washington Spirit. But I feel like it's brought a really new energy. There are some new faces there on the team. And I'm curious if you feel like maybe coming in at the same time as a new coach, has that helped you kind of integrate into the team a little bit easier?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I would say like everybody on the team, the coach, the staff have been really helpful to help integrate me as a new player, as well as the many new players who have joined this season, as well as the new coach and the new staff. So, all in all, I think we're all just trying to help each other to settle in and to integrate. And I think we're doing a really great job of that. I can say I feel comfortable and getting to know everybody during preseason until now. We have a great group and so many great people. So,
yeah, you guys really do. So you have this new coach, Jonathan Heraldes, but this club, OL, is really famous for almost having like a Mount Rushmore of all-time great women's players. So some of your teammates include global stars like Ada Hegerberg and Wendie Renard. What are you hoping to learn from playing alongside players like that?
There's so many big players, so many big names who have so much experience. And I think just trying to learn from them every day. I think their leadership is really great. Like you said, Wendie, Ada, Lindsey, they set the example, set the standard every day. And I just hope to learn from them and yeah, gain that experience as well.
Yeah, I know. I love hearing about this because I imagine sometimes with a club like OL, I imagine that your training environment is so competitive and so intense. When you first started training with the team, was there anything that surprised you? Or was there anything that, the training environment really forced you to step up and challenged you?
Everything is super intentional. The level, the intensity, the standard is kept like every day. So you just have to like stay switched on every day, every training session. And I think that's super great. Like it just pushes you and you feel like you're growing and you feel like you're getting something out of every single day. So the training environment, I would say, is super great. And that's something I'm really enjoying.
That's so valuable. And sometimes when I'm talking about a training environment, I love hearing that the standard is kept super high every day. But sometimes I wonder if all the listeners at home really know what we mean when we say that. And I imagine a high standard at OL means, if somebody misses a pass, we're on top of that. Like, we don't miss that pass, but also we're always on time. And also we're always trying to win every single level. Can you give a couple examples of what you mean when you say we keep the standard really high every day? What does that look like out at training?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to explain, but just like keeping that intensity, keeping that energy, and the small things and the small details, the weight of pass, the way we press, the way we want to keep the ball, just like the small details have to be at a high standard. Yeah, being intentional about it, speaking about it, and yeah, just having that common mind and common identity of this is how we want to do things. This is how we want to train and how we want to translate that into matches.
I mean, with that, at a club like this, the expectation is so high. This is the most winning Champions League club in women's football history. The team was famously knocked out of Champions League last year by Arsenal, who went on to win the whole tournament. But Champions League has just started back up. And last week in the first group stage game, you beat Arsenal. Yohannes has this aggressive, fast style. You've had a little bit of like a roster refresh. So I would say that your favorites to win the whole thing again. And I think that competing in Champions League is something that's on almost every top footballer's bucket list. Can you talk to us about what makes Champions League so special to you?
Champions League is just the ultimate club tournament. That's something that you watch as a kid all the time and you dream of playing in. And now that, playing at Lyon, a club who's won it the most times and always has that strive and ambition to win it every year, I think that's something super amazing. We have that common mind of this is what we want, and we take it day by day, every game, and know what the end goal is. So.
Yeah, it's so cool. I completely agree. I loved getting to play in Champions League. I wish that my team that year when I was on Man City could have gone further, but it's so fun to watch. And it's so fun to watch U.S. women's national teamers playing in Champions League. And this year there's a bunch. On your team at Lyon alone, you have Corbin Schrader and Lindsey Heaps with you. And it actually seems like you and Lindsey are really close and just like becoming really good friends. Are there any ways that Lindsey has mentored you or just helped you settle into your new home?
Lindsey has been really great, sort of taking me under her wing, just like she kind of did when I came into the national team, and doing the same here. Since the minute I told her that I was coming, she's been so helpful, just answering any questions that I had or just being there if I needed anything at all. So yeah, it's really nice to obviously play with her, also at the club now, and also just spending time off the pitch together. So yeah, I'm really enjoying playing and being in the same team with Linz, for sure.
Oh, I know. I saw a picture of you with her dog the other day.
Yeah, Mr. Bergs.
I mean, you're getting to spend so much time with her, getting to know her so well, maybe even better than we know her here. Is there anything about Lindsey that you're learning that you think would surprise listeners in the US?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say one thing, but okay, we're obviously different generations, me and Linz.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like that at all. I don't know how it works, but it doesn't feel like that. And then I try to teach her some of our slang.
Okay.
And she teaches me some of her slang.
Some millennial slang?
Yeah.
What? I need to know because I'm Lindsey's age. So now I'm what do I need to know?
It's honestly been me more.
Can you teach me some Gen Z slang? Are you even Gen Z?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you were even younger than that. Can you teach me one thing?
Ooh, okay. I sometimes say ate, you ate.
Oh yeah, she ate with that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. Okay, but can I say that, or would people be like, "Why is she posing as a younger woman?"
No. Whenever Lynn says something like that, I'm like, "Yes, Lynn's."
Okay, all right. Everybody, you heard it here first. Lily told me to say it. I'm gonna try to work it in here in this podcast somewhere. We'll see if I can pull it off. Okay, I want to talk about the U.S. Women's National Team. In the last year, you've become a really core part of what it looks like the national team and Emma Hayes is building as the team builds towards 2027. I'm curious if Lindsey has also helped you navigate that program and your place on that team.
Yeah, for sure. I think, like I said, like since the moment I came into camp, she's been super helpful, like answering all my questions, and just like knowing that I have someone I can speak to if I have anything, that I want to talk about or if I need anything. So just getting that advice from her about different situations or her helping me out with different things. It's super nice. So I really like it.
I know. And I feel like there are like few mentors better suited to be getting help from than Lindsey. I think she's just such an incredible role model and she's so experienced in the club game and the international game. So it feels like you're in really good hands. Since you've committed to play for the US, you've played for the national team 7 times, you scored your first goal, and we really saw your vision and technical ability come to life with some of your incredible passing earlier this year. Specifically, I remember against Jamaica and China. I was just raving about your ability to play passes with such beautiful texture. You were helping set up goals. You always have one eye up the field, knowing when to spring the ball forward. You can switch the point of attack. Your composure for any age is unbelievable, let alone for a teenager. Can you yourself try to describe your style of play and some of the things that you think you can bring to the U.S. women's national team?
I'm a calm, creative midfielder. I like to get on the ball a lot. I like to use my technical ability, dribbling, passing. I think I have good vision to see the field, and I like to create goal scoring opportunities for my team with decisive passes. I think that's one of my key qualities. And defensively, I would say just trying to be aggressive and winning duels for the team.
You're so fun to watch, and I just think the opportunities that you've taken with the national team have shown you to be so consistent and so focused. And I'm curious, in your short, young life and career so far, have you faced any real struggles? Like, is there a moment that stands out to you as a moment or a time period that you learned a lot from, that you maybe really struggled with?
I wouldn't say there's like one moment in my head that I can think of. I would say there's definitely so many ups and downs, moments that, yeah, like great moments, and obviously moments that are like less good. And I think just trying to stay like steady throughout those moments, not getting too high on the highs and not too low on the lows, and just trying to learn from those low moments so that you can improve and the next time the same things won't happen. You can look at it in two ways. You can look at it as a low moment, or you can look at it as a moment that you can learn and grow from. And I think that's something that I've tried to do so far. And I think like the coaches, Emma, and the staff have helped me to navigate those moments for sure.
That's really great. It sounds like whatever you do end up coming across in your career, you'll approach it with the maturity that you've already shown and a willingness to learn from everything, which I think is a really, really invaluable quality to have. I'm curious if there are any players or even staff within the U.S. women's national team besides Lindsey, who we've talked about so much, that you found yourself getting closer to. There's so much good, like young energy on the team right now. So I'm wondering who else you're gravitating towards.
I would say for sure Kat. I think Kat's one of my closest friends on the national team. I think we're sort of similar in ways. I think we're both pretty like calm, but also, we like to have a good time. And Claire, Ali, Michelle, Liz,
what a fun group.
It's super nice to experience these different things. I think we're all like sort of newer to the environment, and experiencing these different things together is super nice.
Well, I know that from the outside, we just like love, I'll speak for the millennial generation. I love when you guys do TikToks and like you just put them out there so fearlessly. I'm like, you go girls. We love watching them. So please keep doing that.
Okay.
Okay, great. I just really do appreciate about the national team right now that it does seem to have like great energy. It really feels like you guys are having a lot of fun. And so something I'm finding interesting is when you play against each other. Crystal Dunn plays in your league in France. You just played against Emily Fox when you played Arsenal in Champions League. What does it feel like to compete against your teammates at the club level?
Obviously a bit weird sometimes, but I think it's just normal. I don't think you look at it any different way. Obviously, you sort of know the players a bit better than you would other opponents. So maybe just taking those different things and maybe using them. But yeah, I think it's nice to play against some of the national team girls, especially like you said, like Emily in the Champions League, Chris, and just all sharing the pitch, playing Champions League football is super nice and I think exciting.
It is exciting. And I think, this doesn't sound very competitive, but I think everybody would agree. When you're playing against your friends, the best part is just like seeing them after. You don't always get to see your friends. And I remember playing in the NWSL, or even when I played in England, getting to, travel somewhere and see your friends and maybe go to dinner after, or even just hug them after the game. You're not really thinking about being friends with them when you're up against each other, but afterward, it's so nice to see them. And I think that's sometimes how you keep those friendships going, is just those touch points that you have when you play against each other's teams. My last question really, I think, about this, and then I just have one to close it with you, Lily, is I think when you see so many of your national team teammates playing in Champions League and playing for these great club teams, there's this sense that we're all out here becoming the best player we can be, and we all have the World Cup in 2027 in mind. How do you kind of view this time, this kind of club-focused couple of years, as a time for this whole U.S. women's national team to build towards playing together in the World Cup in 2027?
We're all, as individuals at the club level, trying to work to continue growing as individuals and improving, so that when we come together at the national team and camps, we can collectively do the same. And obviously the eye is on 2027 for sure. And just day by day working towards that and trying to obviously earn that spot, and trying to help the team and as a collective do great things, of course.
Yeah, it's so inspiring to see your other teammates out there doing cool things as well. And this is my last question for you. I think something that we all love about you and find so inspiring about your story is that you're really just navigating so much pressure and such an intense career already with so much confidence. And you've had so many choices. There's never been more pathways for talented young players to choose between. So I guess my closing question for you is, what advice would you have for any other young players out there trying to find their own way and figure out what's best for them?
Yeah, I think I have a couple. Like for me, what I try to go by is to firstly work hard, just stay focused on the grind and wanting to always get better and be your best self, and to continue dreaming, obviously continue believing in yourself and wanting to achieve those dreams, and lastly to just enjoy. I feel like you're young now, and to really just enjoy every moment, because it goes by fast. That's what I've heard from so many players, and to just enjoy. I think sometimes you can maybe get caught up of the moment and just thinking about the next thing and the next thing, but to just be present and know that, it's a process. Football is a process, and to just enjoy the moment and continue to strive for, everything that you want to achieve.
Oh, what a great answer, Lily. Well, thank you so much for doing this with us. We're so excited to keep watching you with both OL Lyonnaise and the U.S. Women's National Team. Good luck with everything, and we're cheering for you.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you all so much for listening. I was really trying to work up the courage to use the expression, Lily, you ate with that, but I just couldn't do it. I was too scared. But don't worry, everybody. I'll keep trying. Before we let you go, we've got our linked up voicemail of the week presented by Verizon. Each week, we want to hear from you. So call and leave us a voicemail at 855-611-4050, and you could be featured on a future episode of Friendlies. Here's our caller this week.
Hi, Sam. This is Kate from Seattle. My team is the Rain. And I was just thinking, because tonight is a Friday night, and there is both the Rain game, another NWSL game, and also the WNBA finals. and the Mariners are in the playoffs. I'm a multi-sport fan. So my question is, how do you handle when there's so many games to watch at once? What's your strategy? TV, phone, laptop? Do you hit pause and come back at halftime? Like, how are you watching all the things? Because I know it's part of your job, and I could use some hints. Thanks for all the podcasts. Bye.
Hey, Kate from Seattle. Last Friday night was crazy. I remember thinking, oh my gosh, the NWSL is on, plus it's the WNBA finals, plus the men's national team was playing. But I actually feel like I need tips from you all on this one. Usually when I really want to watch more than one thing at a time, I'll do like TV, computer combo. I don't really have the attention span for 3 screens, but I guess if I was desperate, iPad or phone could also be out, but I actually like don't even think that would be enjoyable. That would be like living in a Buffalo Wild Wings, which actually doesn't sound that bad. I will flip back and forth depending on like timing, half times, what games are the most exciting, but I'm finding that I'm missing like the DVR days. Like I feel like with the streaming, you can't really record anything anymore. And sometimes if I have like dinner plans or if there's literally 3 games on at once, I just want to come back and watch it later or watch it the next day. So I'm asking you, I'm throwing this one back. Are people doing that? And if so, like how do you record streaming? I need technology help. So send me an email, please, at womensgamemib@menandboys.com. Kate, thank you for calling, but we're in the same boat. That was our linked up voicemail of the week presented by Verizon. If you want to join us for this segment, the banana phone is open. So give me a call at 855-611-4050. Leave a message, ask me a question, and you could be the next featured listener thanks to our friends at Verizon. All right, a few quick podcast announcements. Yesterday, we dropped a bonus episode, which was all about how climate change is impacting sports, and it featured a professor from Columbia University, Professor Radley Horton. This is such a fascinating topic and a conversation that I learned so much from. So if you haven't listened yet, it's on our podcast feed and our YouTube channel. And we also have another very special interview dropping on Wednesday. So keep your eyes peeled for some teasers. It's going to be a big week. We're also going to be going live after each U.S. Women's National Team game. So I cannot wait to be back live with you all. Thank you all so much for listening. And if you haven't already, please make sure you're subscribed to this YouTube channel or podcast feed. Check out our newsletter, follow us on social media, join us on Discord, do all the things. We love having you here, and we'll see you soon.